Hi, I'm Dave. Well, here I am sitting on my deck. It's the end of May. It's high 70s, dry, nice breeze. Nice to listen to the birds. It's just a beautiful day. So I thought I'd start a new little series. I think I'm going to call it Dave's Home Journal. And each month I'll just kind of go through some of the things I've been doing during the month in support of a home and garden and yard. So come with me as we look back on the month that has just passed and see what I've been up to. I'm out in my yard. It's a beautiful day in May. I'm doing some shredding of my compost pile. May is the time to be getting ready for the garden. And well, let me show you what I'm doing here. So this is last year's compost pile. People ask me, how do you make a compost pile? I say, hey, just throw everything in a pile. So this is last year's pile. And I don't quite do it that simple. I actually chip it up, shred it up once. So this over here is the second year pile. And you can see I just put up these, I just built this little cage here to keep it from wandering. So next year or the year after, that'll be nice loam. Let me show you what that looks like. So here we are starting to get down at the bottom of the compost pile. Look at that. Nice, rich loam. Beautiful stuff. Put it over the top of the garden, the lawn, whatever you need to do. So you can see my garden beds are all ready to go. But it's too early to plant yet. You want to always wait till the last danger of frost before you put in your more tender plants like tomatoes and such, cucumbers. Here in Littleton, Massachusetts, the last danger of frost is second week of May. And here we're only really in the first week of May. You know, we're going to get snow the day after tomorrow. Hard frost Friday night. Today's Thursday. So I guess that wisdom it holds true. So the peas you can put in as soon as you can get the ground open. Other things you can plant early are generally root crops, things like carrots and radishes, anything in the cole family, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, celery. Those kind of plants can take a little bit of a frost, so you can basically put them in as soon as you can get the ground open. I've started some tomato and pepper seeds on the windowsill in the house, and when we're past the last danger of frost, I'll bring them out and plant them in the garden. This is where you can get a little jump on them, and I don't have to buy plants. I thought I'd do it. I usually buy plants, but this year I thought I got time. I'm at home. Might as well do a little something. So that's kind of what I'm doing here in May. It's a good month for cleanup. We've already mowed the lawn once, put the snowblower away for the season. Change the oil before you do. You always want to change the oil in your machines before you put them away for the season. Oil breaks down. That's why it gets dark. It's not actually dirty. It's breaking down chemically. And so you always want to put fresh oil in, so the acid of the old oil doesn't hurt your engine. So always put fresh oil in before you store it away. So I'll get the snowblower ready to pack away probably next week. That's some of the stuff. It's good for cleanup. Bark mulch and mowing and getting the garden ready and tending to my compost pile. You know, stuff to do. So I found a recipe for rhubarb upside down cake. That sounds really good. So even though it's only May, we can start harvesting from the garden because rhubarb is a perennial and it just kind of comes up. So let me show you how to pick it and we'll start the harvest. So when you pick rhubarb, you want to just grab the stalk, give it a gentle tug, as hard as you have to get it to break off. Just pull it right out. Cut off the leaves, because the leaves of rhubarb are poisonous. I usually like to cut off a little bit of the bottom as well. And there you have it, ready for cooking. So here we are, we're in the third week of May, which is a good time to start getting your garden in. I've got some tomatoes and some peppers that I started from seed, and it's time to get them into the garden. I'm going to show you what that looks like. The tomato plants I grew from seed. Pop it out, it's got a nice little root ball there. About 12-inch spacing maybe. Just dig a hole. You can, with tomatoes, you can go deeper than you need to. Tomatoes will grow roots on the stems, so if you plant it a little bit deep, you get extra roots out of it. I always like to leave a little bit of a well there to catch the water, so that you can get off to a good start. So let me give you an update on the rest of the garden. Here's zucchini I planted a couple weeks ago. You can see it's just starting to come up, and then here's the peas over here. You'll notice that I have a fencing up. Here in my neck of the woods we have rabbits, and we have groundhogs, and they will eat everything they can find, so I need to put up fencing. At one point I thought about building a fence around the entire garden with gates and stuff, and maybe I'll do that still, but for now I just put up these little small fences. You can see one over here. This is where I planted my cucumbers. There's a little fence around it. Hasn't come up yet. It's in this row right over here. So here we are, week 4 of May, almost the end of the month. You can see my tomato plants are starting to green up nicely, a little fertilizer, a little settling in. I shredded up some of last year's leaves and put a nice thick leaf mulch on to help reduce the water and keep down the weeds. Now we just wait. So you can see the cucumbers have finally come up. So I got a new mosquito magnet this year. The old one finally died. This does a great job of keeping the mosquitoes away. I set it up this month. So here's a little project I've had. Planted a windowsill garden. You can see the carrots on the left and some lettuce. I've already had some of the lettuce in my sandwiches. Well, that's May for this year. What have you been up to? So I've set up an email account, Dave Makes Videos 2020, and at gmail.com, and if you'd like, send me a picture or a short video of your garden or your landscaping or what you've been up to, and maybe next month we'll make it part of the show. We'll see you next month. This is Dave, signing out.